Hello and welcome to another episode of Knife Time, and I've got a very unique knife in front of me to review for you guys, and that is the Peter Rassenti Druid. This is a full dress version which I haven't seen anywhere else. I'll get to that shortly, but before we start the review I just wanted to show you a quick overview of the knife, because that Mokutai handle is full polished and is a fingerprint magnet. I don't want the my fingerprints to get on it, so you can actually see it in full glory and those beautiful colors. It is insane, and I'll try to wipe it down at some stage and give you some close-ups. But this is the full dress integral handle Peter Rassenti Druid. So Peter Rassenti is a Canadian knife maker. He's very well known, especially for his integral knives. I think that's all he does, and he's a master of making integral knife. I'm a massive fan of his work, and I'm a massive fan of integral knives because they are not that common at all. Not many companies try them because they're very difficult to pull off. It's a complicated and a time-consuming and expensive process. Because you have to sort of mill out the whole handle out of one piece of titanium, and then you have to fit everything in through a very small opening at the front of the knife. I mean, everything is tricky, from cutting the lock bar to adjusting the detent and just fitting the blade into the handle and getting that action right is really difficult. So that's why not many companies try it. And then it gets even more complicated when we're getting into the custom, because production knife, they use super accurate CNC machines and program it, and it's a bit easier to sort of get those tolerances correctly with those accurate machines. But when it comes to making a custom knife, there is only a handful of people that I know of that have done integral knives. Peter Rassenti is one of them, and he's the best of them in my opinion. So he's done several models. Druid in front of us is one. He's done the Mini Alpha, or the Alpha I should say. He's done the Snafu, the Nirvana, the Satori, several of his designs. And he has collaborated with the production companies to make those knives as well. So he's done two collaborations with Custom Knife Factory, the Satori and the Snafu 2, which I did review for you guys. And he's done two very successful collabs with Spyderco as well. The original Nirvana was a hit. I mean, even today it's one of the most sought after knives by Spyderco fans. Unfortunately it's discontinued now. And of course the new Payson, the 2019 design, which in my opinion wasn't as good as the Nirvana, but still a fantastic knife. So what I have in front of me, and I mentioned it's a very unique and a rare knife, because before doing this review I did a lot of research to find a similar example of a full dress Druid, but I couldn't anywhere in any website. I went through many archives and there was none similar to this. So it's a one of a kind. I don't know if it's exactly a one-off, don't quote me on that, but I could not find another example in a full dress. So it's very unique in that regard. I even spoke to Peter Rassenti himself to get some background on the knife, and he couldn't completely remember, but he did mention that this was most likely a full dress show special that sold via an auction. So very unique and a special knife indeed. So let's start with the handle, and as I mentioned, it's a full integral handle, which means everything is one piece, so one slab of Mokutai, and with the exception of the pocket clip being added to the handle, which obviously you cannot make the pocket clip out of the same sort of slab, that would be impossible. But talking about the material, the Mokutai is you are familiar with the Timascus. Basically it's the same thing. Timascus is is a product of Alpha Knife Supply. They call it Damascus. It's essentially the same thing. It's a titanium Damascus. This one is made by Chad Nichols. Chad Nichols is known for his Damascus blades and materials. He also does some fantastic work. He does make knives as well. So this titanium Damascus, which is called Mokutai, is by Chad Nichols, as well as the blade. I think this is the boomerang pattern. I'm not entirely sure, but the blade is also a Chad Nichols Damascus, which is gorgeous. And he actually does some fantastic Damascus blades, several different patterns, and all of them are just breathtaking. Looking at that pattern, you can see what I'm talking about. It's one of the most beautiful Damascus patterns I've seen, and same goes for the Mokutai. I mean, I prefer this color combination to most Damascus materials. You know, it's only two colors, a bronze or gold or bronze with blue, different tones of both colors. And when it gets to the spine, let me clean it up for you. I absolutely love those stripes that you can see on the spine, and there you can see the layers of the Damascus, or I should say Mokutai, apologies. And while we're here, let's take a look at that very interesting pocket clip made of the same material, obviously, Mokutai. And it is interesting because of the very specific way it's bent. So this is actually not just a bent titanium, it's milled that way, but it's milled in an arc shape, which makes it short but comfortable and easy to use. And we have the Peter Rassenti signature inscribed inside the lock relief. Really cool handle, and we can see the stop pins there, completely flush with the handle. You will not feel anything with your fingertips, and just an overall gorgeous knife. The blade shape is a sheep's foot, which I really like. It makes it sort of flows with the whole design of the handle and the knife all together. It matches up really nice, and it also is on the smaller side. It's very comfortable to carry. Let me show you how small it is in close position. You know, it sort of disappears in the pocket and very easy to carry. I really like this size of the Druid. I mean, the snafu is a little bit on the larger side. It's a still very easily carryable knife in my opinion, but this is more suited for every occasion. And also the Satori was too large for me to basically pocket. It doesn't get as much as pocket time as anything else because it's so large, especially the blade is really wide and big. But Druid is absolutely perfect. You can just put it in the pocket and have it all day on you, and it doesn't bulge up, and you won't feel the weight of it. The detent, as I mentioned, is a very tricky thing to get right, but just check that action. I mean, that is why Peter Rassenti getting all the credit that he deserves, because if I show you this, the handle is integral. There is no lock bar insert, so you see there's a tiny hole there, and through this small section that's open here on the knife, he had to fit the detent ball, press it in, and also get the detent absolutely perfectly right. This is not a two-part handle where you can take off the top part and just do what you need to do inside and then put it back together. So he had to, I imagine, stretch it out, you know, stretch out the lock bar a little bit further, and then you know, somehow fit that detent ball inside, press it, and then adjust it, which is really difficult to do. And also cutting the lock bar as well, because you only can cut you know, that is about 1 centimeter or even less opening, so you have, you know, a very tiny amount of space to work with to cut that lock bar and also finish it. I mean, the surfaces have to be finished. They're not rough anywhere. Obviously it's a custom knife, it's finished to the highest standards, and it is beyond imagination how he's done it. But that is why you're paying top dollars, because you're getting such a beautiful knife in an integral form factor, finished to the standard of, you know, I mean, as good as you get with any other custom knife. A nice touch here, adding that lanyard opening, because the knife is a medium size, so for guys with bigger hands, that lanyard could help attaching a lanyard on that lanyard hole. A couple of things I really like, some very simple but effective touches, is that bronzing that hardware that matches very well with the bronze color on the handle. And then he's done the same thing with the screws, so the screws are also heat colored to match the overall color of the handle, same as the pivot on this side. So very well thought out overall. And why not look at that blade again? I'm a massive fan of these Chap Nichols Damascus stuff. No matter what pattern you get, they are something very special. And obviously a lot of people make Damascus. I mean, you get Damascus from all around the world, you know. You get the cheap ones from Pakistan, and you get the really crazy stuff from Damasteel, which is basically a stainless Damascus. But I personally really like the Chap Nichols stuff, because they are more traditional looking, and they are just very unique. When you see a Chap Nichols Damascus, you recognize it straight away, because it's unlike anything else. So that was it. It's a quick, nice and short review. I hope you guys like the Druid. By the way, it's going to be available on our website very soon, so if you want to score something very cool, very unique, I guarantee you will not find another Druid in a full dress version anytime soon. So it's a very great knife, good opportunity, and we are going to price it very fairly. So if you like the knife and you want to purchase it, check lionknives.com.au, and see you soon in the next video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. More is coming soon.